Welcome to the Special Report, your news and views program about geek gaming culture on the internet. Coming up in this show today, YouTube rolls out the YouTube Heroes program and is getting a ton of controversy. We're going to talk about what is all in this program and why it might be somewhat a good thing, but mostly a bad thing. My name is JD Shadow and the Special Report starts right now. Well, if you don't think by now that YouTube has a really awful way in order to tell people that they are actually rolling out anything or changing anything or doing anything at all, then one, where have you been this past couple of years? And two, this story might give you a little bit of heads up as to why people think that. They rolled out just yesterday as in the 20th of September 2016, something called YouTube Heroes, and this is basically a moderation program, more or less a user moderated program. Now, if that doesn't already give some chills down your spine, given how some users have moderated things like Reddit, things like Wikipedia in these past couple of years, we're going to go into the details of this. So YouTube on its official blog said, quote, YouTube Heroes is a program designed to recognize and reward the global community of volunteer contributors. The volunteers help create the best possible YouTube experience for everyone by flagging inappropriate videos, learn more about the YouTube Trusted Flagger program, I did not even know that was a thing, adding captions and subtitles to videos, and sharing their knowledge with other users on the YouTube Help Forums, which is available in English, French, German, Hindi, Japanese, Portuguese, Russian, and Spanish. Heroes also unlock exclusive rewards along the way. The YouTube Heroes program is offered everywhere YouTube is available. Now, in case you are wondering about the Trusted Flagger program, before I had recorded this, YouTube has what is called a Deputy program in the alpha stage, which basically means that they, quote, make a flagging process more efficient. We invite a small set of users who flag content regularly to join our Trusted Flagger program. Membership in the Trusted Flagger program gives users access to more advanced flagging tools, as well as periodic feedback, making flagging more efficient and effective. As always, the policy team at YouTube makes the final determination of whether content should be removed. Basically, they trust the users to flag content, and then YouTube decides what to do with it from there. Now, the adding captions and subtitles of videos, that can be a hit or miss, depending on whether or not you feel comfortable with somebody else doing that to your videos. It probably is on to personal preference, though I would see a problem if it was forced upon you to let people do that if they so desire, instead of having you have the option to disallow anybody from doing that to your own videos and just letting you do it yourself if you so desire, or maybe you don't want captions and subtitles of videos and you are being forced to because somebody else told you you had to. Not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing to have captions and subtitles, but some people would rather be in control of that and not be forced to give that right to anybody else that is not them. Of course, sharing their knowledge with other users is kind of a wash there. I don't think anybody would be opposed to a mentor system in YouTube. I think that is a tremendous idea. I think if they would stop there, that would be an awesome idea to share your knowledge, have a good reputation for being helpful within the community. I think that is always a good thing in any community, and anybody who does not think that's a good thing should need to have their head checked. However, it is the first one that is getting the issue here, the flagging inappropriate videos, because of what they are featuring in their reward system. Now let's go over this, because this is where everybody is getting up in arms, and rightfully so. Let's start with the level 1. First of all, it says, as a YouTube hero, every contribution you make by flagging inappropriate videos, adding captions and subtitles to videos, and sharing your knowledge with other users can earn you points toward unlocking something new. Level 1 is 0 to 9, join the community and access the hero's dashboard. Seems easy enough. Though I think the idea by earning points by flagging inappropriate videos, even though we do have that flagging deputy thing, might come back to haunt them when you go down the line of these levels. Level 2, continue your training, 10 to 99 points. It says learn an exclusive workshops and and take part in Hero Hangouts, which is the Google Hangouts, which you probably have seen if you looked at the video. I'm playing that for you right now in the background here. Learn at exclusive workshops. None of these really have been explained yet of what that means. What are the exclusive workshops and what are these Hero Hangouts that are going to be implemented? That is something that they're going to have to work out as this thing goes along. But they just rolled this out and they haven't really said that much. Good going, YouTube. However, it is level 3. Get access to super tools, 100 to 399 points. That is getting all the attention here. With this first point, mass flag abusive videos help moderate content in the YouTube Heroes community. Now, the help moderate content in YouTube Heroes community, I do believe that means that just within their little circle there. However, when you look at the video, it does make the suggestion that they are going to moderate the comments on someone else's videos for that person, whether or not that person who made the video wants it or not, which is sort of a problematic situation and something that YouTube might want to clear up within that community. Although on this page, it does say that there is a YouTube Heroes community board that you can access, perhaps if you get onto that community, though they might want to clear up that disconnect there, because it does seem like they're going to go further than that based upon the video that we've seen. However, it is the mass flagging abusive videos that becomes the problem, because what is determined abusive? What is determined against the TOS here? And mass flagging abusive videos, you have that option to do that. I don't know where that's gonna be a good thing for somebody to do if they have an agenda, a political agenda that they want to implement into how they go about enforcing the TOS. But let's go to level 4. Go behind the scenes, 400 to 999 points. Sneak preview product launches, and here's another big problem here. Contact YouTube staff directly. Not that you shouldn't be able to contact YouTube staff directly, but you know how many problems a bigger YouTube has in order to get to a human being on YouTube for their problems and for their difficulties? I don't know how easier it is now. I'm hearing there is some sort of email that somebody can go to in order to talk to a human being within YouTube, but as far as I know, it is still really hard to do. You have to have a certain number of minutes watched per 90 days on average, so it is not really that easy to get to that threshold to where you are qualified to do that. Or now you have to just basically be on YouTube all the time in order to get to this point, something that should be standard, and that is standard on just about every single other site. Why is it YouTube that has this as a privilege to begin with, let alone a privilege that you have to really be a hardcore YouTuber, which many people who have reported to still have those problems where they can't get to YouTube staff directly. Now you're going to reward people who might be abusing this privilege by giving them an option which you should make standard anyway. And then the last one, get closer to YouTube, 1,000 plus points. Test products before release. What products are we talking about here? And apply for the Heroes Summit, which we do not know anything about yet. So of course, this is getting everybody up in arms, and rightfully so. Now, I talked in brief before when I went over all these levels, but let's get into quite a bit of detail, because the one thing that's getting onto everybody's nerves is the mass flagging abusive videos, because we already have that TOS that was there for a year, and we just now probably learning that it was always there, and no one told us, no one at YouTube told us that it was there, that we were demonetizing videos without any rhyme or reason, and we say, oh, it was there all along. But it was so vague that they could be changing their interpretation of what they mean by these rules, and they don't even have to change a word because it was so vague to begin with. And it's probably purposely vague so they can do that and they don't have to get in trouble for doing that. But that was just demonetization. Even if you think that perhaps it is within their right to demonetize videos without any rhyme or reason, it was just just demonetization here. This seems to be a lot worse because we're not just talking about demonetization here. We're talking about people getting their YouTube videos taken down, which no one can watch them, no one can get money off of them, and maybe entire channels be shut down. And it would be because somebody might have a bone to pick with some other YouTube content creator, or maybe they have a political viewpoint that they really feel that passionate about, or maybe they're just a troll that decided that they wanted to be hardcore about what they're trying to do, or they target a specific person. We've seen that happen before. We've seen that happen where people have targeted specific YouTube content creators because they just didn't like them, because it was just that day. They didn't really need a reason. It was just that day to do it. It was that time of the internet. And plus, we've had the problems with Wikipedia with Reddit before. We've had a problem with people who will delete comments and edit Wikipedia pages on the basis of they have a political agenda they want to push, and they want to restrict the flow of information that people can get so they can push their subjective viewpoint onto others before they have a chance in order to research the information that they should have the right to research. And yes, those kinds of people are within every political spectrum side. Doesn't matter if it's left side, liberal, conservative, Republican, Democrat, Green, whatever kind of party it is, you have people within it that will engage in it and will have no regrets in doing that sort of thing. Will be abusing their party's platform in order to get whatever the hell they want. Please do not pretend that there is a side in the political spectrum that is completely innocent in that regard. And if YouTube decides to just let some of these people run wild, run roughshod on other people's videos, it's going to happen. I can guarantee you, if there is no oversight whatsoever, and YouTube will not tell us this because they have yet to tell us much of anything. I mean, the YouTube Heroes program, when did anybody know that this was even going to be a thing? When did they even announce that this was even going to happen? This was just rolled out yesterday, and it was yesterday that people found out that they were even going to do something like this. That this was even something that they were planning, that there was like really no major announcement saying, hey, we're going to do this and it's going to be available a couple months from now. They don't do that sort of thing. They just say, here it is, and like, wait a minute, you never told us that you were even in the work. This was even the works. So good luck trying to get any information on whether or not there's going to be any oversight on this whole thing. Then they are going to abuse this. They are going to do it. They're going to have a vested interest in using that to their advantage, because there are people out there who are ready, willing, and able to use that to stifle political opposition. Period. There is nothing. And then try to say that it had some sort of violation of the terms of service, which is so vague that they could probably get away with it and saying that it is a violation of terms of service, because YouTube absolutely refuses to make what is a violation crystal clear. And it's YouTube that is probably doing that on purpose so they don't have to change any letter of it when they change the interpretation, their own interpretation. What is stopping somebody from abusing this? We have already seen the DMCA system abused. We have already seen probably the community guidelines abused. You don't think that they're gonna abuse this to YouTube? You have a little bit of a mentality that these are not getting abused. When you change the way that strikes are leveled on somebody for DMCA and what punishments are inflicted upon an account, you are not saying, oh, some people have abused. We've noticed some people are just flagging videos left and right without any care as to what is actually getting flagged, and if something is actually a violation of copyright laws or a violation of your terms of service. You say, oh, well, we understand some people are not happy when they get a strike and this and that. This comes down to the notion that YouTube is pretending that no one ever abuses their TOS or abuses DMCA. And I'm hoping that people are noticing that, people are paying attention to that, because it is starting to dawn on me that they just don't think that, or they just refuse refuse to grasp this and refuse to just say, hey, we've noticed that this person or that person is abusing the privilege of using DMCA to censor viewpoints. Where is that? Where is that acknowledgement that that is even a thing, that anyone has ever done that? I have yet to see YouTube even admit that maybe, just one time, that the DMCA takedown system gets abused, or that the third-party system gets abused, or that this might get abused, or that the demonetization thing, which is their own thing, might be getting abused. Yet they seem ignorant to the whole notion, the whole idea that that might be happening. It has been happening. For several years it's been happening, and they refuse to acknowledge it even one time. No, okay, I take that back. Maybe the statement by the YouTube CEO, I forget her name now, but which has said that perhaps there has to be a change in perhaps how the DMCA stuff is handled. But have we ever seen YouTube on their site acknowledge the fact that this stuff does get abused? Because we have absolute proof that it has. Go talk to Total Biscuit. You will see, quite frankly, that it has been abused by people who are trying to stifle opinions. Go talk to Jim Sterling. Watch the last two special reports as to the digital homicide stuff and what they tried to do to Jim Sterling's videos on the backs of the Starting Grounds videos, and what they're doing now, trying to sue everybody and everybody out of existence just because they had the gall to their products in a negative light. Imagine what they could do if this gets into the system. What is stopping someone who got to level 3, have a friend who is not a part of the Heroes platform, who's not a part of this whole system, have a friend who is in tow with each other, and that friend could tell the one that it is up level 3 or above, hey, get this one, get this one, get this one, get this one. What is stopping someone from doing whatever they can and using conspiracies in order to take down those videos, which have no cursing or swearing or questionable content, which any sane person would say would be, which has done nothing wrong except provide an inconvenient viewpoint for them, or have said an inconvenient piece of evidence is out there for them. And yes, this is going to be a problem for YouTube, but this is something that they themselves are creating for themselves. They are digging their own hole with this, and they don't see it, or they don't care to see it, or they are in cahoots with whoever it is that's telling them, hey, do this or that so we can have that tool to take down political opposition to our viewpoints. And at this point, it might seem far-fetched to say that, but at this point, because they are so vague, they are so, oh, by the way, we're doing this to us. What's stopping me from saying that? Because what's stopping anybody from doing whatever they want through this system? And more to the point, you're going to reward people who might possibly abuse this. And no, they are going to abuse this. There are people who will abuse it. I guarantee you there will be people who abuse this. You're going to reward them by giving them something that people have been begging and pleading for YouTube to make a standard. Contact YouTube staff directly. Why isn't that something everybody can do? Why is YouTube so ready to restrict that kind of access? Why is YouTube so willing to make that into this huge privilege that only the highest echelon of the YouTube content creator community, whatever you want to call it, gets the right to do? I have kept saying over and over again that YouTube needs to make this a standard feature. Every other site in existence, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, anybody who has offered a service on their site has given somebody the ability to talk to a human being without having to have anything on their account. Period. There is nobody that I know of, and that's saying a whole hell of a lot because I've seen a lot of sites in my time that has made talking to a human being this much of a privilege. And that is ridiculous. There should be no reason. There is no excuse why YouTube should make that any sort of privilege to even the lower tiers. That should be a standard that everybody has the right to have. And instead, you're giving it as a privilege to somebody who might be abusing your platform. You're rewarding people who might be abusing the privilege by giving them a privilege that you should be giving everybody, period. This is going to be a mess, and it's going to be a mess that, again, you are not acknowledging YouTube. This needs to be addressed now, because we are talking about people's livelihoods here. People use YouTube to make a living. People enjoy making content, myself included. People enjoy doing this stuff as a way to make a living. And if this is the way you're going to reward them by putting up this little hero thing, which opens the door for abuse, as if you don't have enough things that open the door for abuse or have been abused and you refuse to acknowledge it, then you are going to destroy people's livelihoods. Please, YouTube, address this. Clear this up or just get rid of it. And next time, please, please, please say something in advance before you just roll something out like this. This is a pretty big thing. You should have said something about this way sooner than just, hey, here it is. Have fun with it. I mean, the mentor system and maybe the subtitles are a good thing, given the fact that you're not going to force people into letting someone else edit subtitles for their videos, because that might have some problems with abusing that as well. But this mass flagging and abusive content, with how vague your TOS actually is, and you refuse to want to acknowledge that things get abused on your platform, and that you refuse to make crystal clear what exactly you interpret as against TOS, that part is what's scaring a hell of a lot of people, and rightfully so. And that's gonna do it for this edition of the Special Report. Thanks again for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and give a comment down below about what you thought about the episode and about the topic at hand. My name is JD Shadow, and that just happened.